Hey there, welcome to my channel, Messes with Michelle. If you're returning, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Michelle. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you an office makeover. I like to call this video for this makeover third time's the charm. If you're new here and you're not sure what I'm talking about, I've actually moved around my office a couple of times before this video. I started downstairs in my dining room and then I moved up my office into my spare bedroom and did a mini makeover. But now I'm ready for my third and hopefully final makeover of this space. If you are new, I want to personally welcome you. Thanks so much for dropping in. And if you haven't watched my previous videos of my makeover, I'll link down below in the description box those videos, just so you can go back and see the evolution of my office, of where I started and where I am right now. So before any good makeover, it's time to clear out and clean up, so this way I have a nice, clean, fresh slate to begin with when I start my makeover process. A few updates since my previous makeover. I decided to switch out my desk to be in the center of the room opposed to in front of my window. I had my back to the door of the room and I didn't like that feel, so just testing out my desk in the center of the room facing the door made much more sense, and it's been in this position ever since. I also sold my green teal chair that I previously bought for my desk chair that turned into a little reading nook chair. It just wasn't working in the space any longer. I wasn't using the nook as I thought I would, so I thought I'd just sell the chair and someone else can enjoy it. And now I can make space for new decor in this room. I'm using dry decks to patch up all the holes, and my dry deck should be pink, and when it's dry it turns white, but I think the lid was kept open so it's not as bright pink as it should, but I'm using this to patch up all the holes from things that were hung in the wall. I didn't show myself sanding on camera just because the dust is so fine. I didn't want it to get on the lens of the camera, but here are some satisfying shots of me vacuuming up the mess afterwards. I'm using my hack by using a Swiffer with a microfiber cloth on the end, and you can use this hack on your floors if you don't have any refills. I'm using it to wipe down the walls just to get any fine dust that was left behind after I finished sanding the dry decks off the wall. With the room now prepped, I'm ready to start painting. I'm using Benjamin Moore Calm OC22 on the walls. This is the exact same color that I used downstairs in the lower level of my house. I had exactly 1 gallon left out of 5 gallons, and I wanted to utilize the last gallon in this space. And it actually surprisingly painted the entire room. I did 2 full coats. I was really squeaking by, but it got the job done, and I'm really glad that I was able to save a bit of money on this portion of the makeover by using paint that I already had. Here's a comparison of one coat of Calm on the left, and on the right is the original paint color. And here's what the room looks like with 2 full coats of Benjamin Moore Calm on the walls. I had this small makeup table for years and I wasn't really utilizing it. It just ended up in the office and I was going to get rid of it. But after second thoughts, I decided to refurbish this piece of furniture and do a quick DIY project. I'm going to use a small table for my office printer and it's going to be next to my desk, so I want it to match as much as possible. So I taped up the legs with painter's tape because those legs are going to stay brown, and I'm going to spray paint the top of it white, and I'm just using 100 grit sandpaper to sand off any varnish as well as the stain, just so this way that the spray paint adheres to the top of the table better. I sanded off all the stain as well as the varnish as best as possible, and I'm just using this handheld mini vacuum to blow off any extra dust, so this way it's dust free when I go in with my spray paint. I'm using Rust-Oleum Glossy White spray paint for this project, or at least I thought I was. There was a problem with the can, it was a bit defective, so just to continue on the project, I switched out to the satin finish in the color White Blossom. It did just as good a job as the glossy. It's not as glossy as I had envisioned, but it definitely did the trick to cover up this table. So I'll reveal the final look at the end of this video when I do the grand reveal of my office. I picked up a carpet from HomeSense. This was very unintentional. I wasn't planning on putting a carpet over a carpet, but I love the pattern. I had 2 pictures picked out for my office and it matched really nicely. So I thought it would be just, worth the try to see if it worked out. And I'm really happy that I bought the rug because it really warmed up the space and just gave it a more cozy feel and vibe, which you'll see at the end of the video. Here's the end result, what the table looks like. I added a new pull to the front of the drawer, and this project only cost me about $20 between the new pull and the spray paint. To replace the 2 floating shelves that I had previously on my wall, I bought this really beautiful bookcase from Wayfair. I wanted something that was cohesive with the legs of my desk since they are wooden, and this hit the mark because the match was perfect, which was quite surprising how well they did match together. But not only is it a good match, but it's just a nice functional piece. It's also very visually interesting to look at. It doesn't have like your typical bookshelf look, and it has plenty of storage. I wanted to add a lot of color in this room because I was working with neutral walls, so the pictures above my desk were the inspiration to have this color scheme of the burnt orange and blue, but I found these small pictures from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I thought they'd be a nice little match to go with everything else in the room, and it also filled in these empty spaces on each side of the window. Before I jump in and show you the after, now that everything's put together, here is the before what the office previously looked like. And here's what my office currently looks like. This is third time's a charm, and I think I nailed it for what I was going for. I really didn't think I'd be someone to put a rug on top of carpet, but it makes a huge difference in this space. It makes it feel nice and inviting and very cozy. And I really love my $20 DIY table that I was going to throw away, but I'm glad I didn't because it came in so handy for my new printer that I bought. I spend a lot of time in my office now, and I really love the way everything turned out. It just gives a nice, warm, inviting feel, and I want to spend time in here. The light that I have in the corner is from Wayfair, and it's just a nice tripod style, and just gives a nice ambiance when it's on when I'm working at night. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and you enjoyed this makeover, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button on your way out, and I'll catch you in my next video when I upload next. Thanks for watching. Bye!